Sobriety Sounds is a 501c3 nonprofit with a mission to make musical instruments, recording equipment, writing space, and music education consistently accessible to the addiction recovery community. In order to effectively serve this mission, we're working toward obtaining a space of our own that will be open during regular and consistent operating hours to increase the chance that we'll be available when needed most. So whether you're an experienced or novice musician, writer, producer, beatmaker, or just want a safe and sober place to lean in and explore your creative side, Sobriety Sounds is more than just for musicians and creatives, it's for your recovery. Each aspect of our desired location and services have been meticulously planned out. We're happy to be able to show you an inside look at our vision for Rochester, New York. I'm Matthew Hoy, the founder of Sobriety Sounds, and this is our vision. The program that I use to map out this space is actually meant to create video games. So we'll be taking this tour of our vision using this little Lego dude. If you want to browse our future space in a game style like I am, go to the link posted on the screen and click the green play button. It'll prompt you to download an application called Roblox, but once Roblox is installed on your laptop or phone, go back to the link to enter into our virtual space and check it out. It wouldn't feel like a real recovery space if we didn't have a pot of coffee for people to enjoy. So the coffee area is the first stop on our tour. Our donations and giveaway area serves a few purposes. Sobriety Sounds has a satellite network where we set up music recording stations at other organizations that help people in recovery. And the clients at those satellites have creative challenges where they can compete for prizes, including instruments. So some of the instruments will be displayed here, but this is also where we'll display any instruments that we plan on donating to our community. Sobriety Sounds will allow our members to get on a wait list to receive a donated instrument after they meet recovery time and space usage requirements. All right, let's get moving because there is a lot more to see. We're gonna have a stage which will be used for a variety of purposes. For inexperienced performers who want to practice in front of crowds, open mic nights, fundraisers, poetry slams, DJing for dances. This will be used for a lot of stuff. Speaking of DJing, Sobriety Sounds isn't just for those who play instruments. If you want to try out DJing, you can learn how to do it at Sobriety Sounds, like this guy here with the headphones. We have tablets with DJing software, drum machines, and laptops filled with software. One of the core concepts of Sobriety Sounds is that each seat will be a station. So whether you want to sit and play drums, guitar, bass, play around on a beat machine, or just write lyrics, each station will have a writing table, notebook, music stand, writing utensils, and trash bin for those who are constantly throwing out half-written lyrics like the rest of us. As we can see here, the difference with the drum stations is, of course, they have drumsticks. Just a quick note, the drum sets on the main floor will be electric drums to help manage the overall noise of the space. There's a second drum station over here, and even a third drum station. You'll notice that all the drums are facing each other. There is a reason for that, and it's because one day there will be 3 drummers sitting in each station, and they're gonna have a massive drum battle, and it's gonna be epic, and we're gonna get it on video. We're looking forward to that. These stations along this wall can be used for just writing, playing guitar, bass, or any other readily available instrument that can be moved easily. We see headphones on the desk. Users will need to sign those out first from our lockup cage, but the headphones can be plugged directly into these amplifiers for a more private session. People can also move the desk closer together if they want to collaborate with the person next to them. So we know that Sobriety Sounds is more than just for people who play band instruments, but I want to point out we want to appeal to as many people as possible, which is why we'll have at least one station dedicated to beat making with a drum machine. We want to be the go-to place for everything music and creative. But no matter how many drum machines we wind up having, we still already have 10 laptops available for use that are packed with tons of drum loops, software like FL Studio, Mixcraft, Air Music Technology, MPC Beats, and many others, thanks to generous donations from the software companies themselves. Here we have more stations, but these ones are fixed with keyboards. We're going to have a learning area because one of the amazing things about Sobriety Sounds is the variety of classes that will be free to the community. We'll be teaching you how to change instrument strings, beginner guitar, bass, keyboard, creative writing, audio production, the world of MIDI, and attending these workshops in person will be a great chance for some hands-on experience, to learn something new, or expand your existing knowledge. This is where our lockup cage will be, and our lockup cage will serve two purposes. The first purpose is for things like studio headphones and instrument accessories to have a safe place in between use. Equipment like this will be in the lockup cage and available to sign out for free to help us keep track of where the smaller inventory items are and who used them last. Now, the second reason for the lockup cage is very unique to the field we've entered into. For myself, when I was in active addiction, I begrudgingly pawned more than one guitar, and no matter how much I loved the guitar, my addiction took precedent, and at times, I would have benefited from a barrier between me and an instrument I was at risk of losing. So, Sobriety Sounds is going to allow people who feel they're at risk of losing their instrument from a difficult moment to keep their instrument locked up at our space. We would never hold someone's instrument against their wishes, so this is really only meant to put one more barrier between them and a decision they'll regret later on. Another cool component to our future space is an instrument repair station. We'll be forming good working relationships with organizations in Rochester that already employ instrument repair technicians so that we can not only have them involved with teaching workshops, but open channels to learning that can be used for future employment. Wait a minute, what is this? Free supplies? Look at all these notebooks, guitar picks, and pens. For those of you who don't know, Sobriety Sounds already goes into addiction treatment centers at a minimum on a bi-weekly basis. We bring in a bunch of instruments and do group jams and acoustic performances. After every visit, we hand out a Sobriety Sounds notebook, pen, and guitar pick to every patient in attendance. It's become an expected part of our visits, and we want to extend that courtesy to those who use our space. Thanks to a generous donation from CHA Consulting, Sobriety Sounds owns 12 laptops. We received even more donations in the form of software from some of the biggest names in audio production. Even though many of these laptops will be available for use to create beats, record, and learn, there will be a designated primary recording station with higher tier equipment for even more professionally sounding projects. This recording station will be directly linked to this soundproof recording room. This gives the artist or vocalist more privacy and flexibility while having their work recorded on professional equipment. The recording room will have some nicer instruments dedicated to that room alone, but those who use the room can bring in their own instruments or pull any instrument they like from off the main floor. Let's go check out the other side of this space and see what else we have. This is a dedicated group room, and it'll have stations just like the main floor. But it gives people the option of working in a band. In this room, the noise can be a little bit louder because it's an enclosed space, and it also has the added benefit of a group table in the middle. In addition to having all the regular band instruments that can be found all throughout the space, this room will also have a few microphones for vocal performers. This room can also be used for breaking off our classes into two groups for more focused learning. For example, if half the people in our class want to learn how to play the chords to Stairway to Heaven, and the other half want to learn how to play the guitar solo to the same song, then the class can split off into two and learn what they want. Let's check out what's next door to this room. It wouldn't feel like a real music spot without a dedicated acoustic room. We already have some nice acoustic instruments in our inventory that have been donated, including an acoustic bass and a vintage 12-string, but we're going to have all sorts of cool acoustic instruments like banjos, mandolins, ukuleles, and we even have someone planning on donating a Greek bouzouki, which sort of looks like this thing up here. There will still be a few stations in this room as well, but no amplifiers are necessary for this room because acoustic instruments are loud enough to hear on their own. Now we reach the final stop of our tour, which is our private learning rooms. As you can imagine, it's going to be expensive enough bringing a space like this into existence, but then we have to perpetually maintain it. Well, one way we can help fund Sobriety Sounds on a perpetual basis is by allowing music teachers in the community to rent out these private rooms to teach their students. It's also a great resource for any of our members to branch off into teaching once they've built up their skills. Alright, that is the end of our tour. If you'd like to help Sobriety Sounds with bringing this vision to Rochester, New York, then please consider donating to our organization by going to www.sobrietysounds.org/donate. Financial donations also help us continue bringing instruments into treatment centers. We're also always in need of more instruments, sound equipment, music equipment of all kinds and chords. Equipment donations can be arranged by emailing info@sobrietysounds.org. You can also email that address if you have any leads on viable locations, but they need to be accessible by public transportation from the city of Rochester. If you're part of an organization that helps people in addiction recovery, and you're interested in hosting a music recording station as part of our satellite network, go to satellitenetwork.sobrietysounds.org for more details on the program. Thank you so much for checking this out. We really feel like this is going to be a revolutionary resource in the addiction recovery community and the city of Rochester at large. Feel free to go to our main website, www.sobrietysounds.org, for up-to-date news on what our progress is and what we're up to. All right, peace everyone.